everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today has been treating you so well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup that costs £50. So all of these products, and some of them we have got options, all of these products come to the grand total of £49.75 UK pennies. So obviously all of these are like very affordable brands, but if you haven't seen my channel before, I only use cruelty free, so that is an added little extra. Now some of these are like, you would have to order them online. Some of them are online only products, but I absolutely love all of these, and if I only had £50, these are the products that I would pick. I got this video idea from the lovely Soph. I will leave her channel linked down below and her video that inspired this one, but let's just jump straight on in. I'm not including skincare or like brushes and tools in the £50 price, but for the products it's £49.75, starting with foundation. I would skip primer. It's not a step that I generally do. I like my skincare to be that primer step, and of course sunscreen. So starting with foundation for the makeup step, this is the Primark PS My Perfect Colour Moisturising Foundation and Contour Stick. I love this stuff, and on a budget or not on a budget, I love this. I have been back to Primark multiple times to try and get a backup of this because I love it so much, and they haven't had my shade. They've had like the very light cool toned shades and then the very deep shades, but not this one, which is ivory. And this cost, in fact, I've got my little cheat sheet here of all of the all of the products that I picked as well as all of the prices. £2.50. It's fantastic. I just wish, firstly, I wish that you could get Primark online. Secondly, I wish I could get a backup because I love it. So just doing a few little swipes of that. I don't want to go crazy, and I'm just going to blend that out with a sponge. There we go. So that is the foundation all blended out, and obviously like it still looks shiny. I did only do a light layer, but I just love the way that this wears throughout the day. It's so beautiful, and you can build it up if you want something a little bit more full coverage, or you can do something quite light like what I've done today. I love that one. So for concealer, I decided to go for this one, which is the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer, and looking on my little sheet here, this was £3.49. Honestly, if I had my actual shade in the 17 Second Skin Enhancing Concealer, this isn't my shade, I would have picked that one because that was £2.25. So like, and it is one of my favourite concealers of all time, but for one that actually matches me, I decided to go for this one. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this round my eyes, and I'm just going to blend that in with the same sponge. So this is one of the options that you would have to order online. I get Catrice, Essence, those sorts of brands that you can't get on the high street in the UK anymore. I get them from either Just My Look or Notino. Usually the products are a little bit cheaper on Notino, so I recommend there. I mean, both websites are great. I use both of them, but they are often a little cheaper on Notino rather than Just My Look. Both websites are linked down below. And all of the products, of course, will be linked down below as well. The ones that I can find, obviously. The Primark one won't be because you have to go in to get that. So annoying. So that's the concealer all done. I love this concealer. If you have dry skin, I think that that concealer is beautiful. It really does feel serumy. It's just lovely. So for the brows, I feel like the brows in total have cost me £10, which doesn't seem like a lot, I don't feel like, for a whole brow combination, but in terms of like a £50 budget, that's a large chunk. But I think these products are absolutely worth it. I am never without these two in my collection. So this is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. This is in neutral brown. This is £4. And then the e.l.f. Wow Brow, which I have in the shade Brunette. This is £6. These two together, brow combination of dreams. I would absolutely spend my money on these two. So I'm going to go ahead and just scribble in the brow and I'll be right back. There we go. So brows are on. They are fluffy. They are set. We've got a brow gel. Honestly, I would be so happy just using these two products for the rest of my life. They are beautiful. I love that combo. So onto the colour products for the rest of the face. For bronzer and for blush, I have got a cream and a powder option. I managed to work it into the budget and I would absolutely do that. That's where I would spend my money on two products for each category because I think that it's so worth it. So for bronzer, I feel like this is a bit of a curveball, but like if you've seen my channel before, you may have not heard me talk about this. The 17 Second Skin Enhancing Concealer, but as a bronzer. It just makes sense. It's a lovely formula and they have shades. So you can pick one that is a bronzer. So I have this in the shade 003P and this as a bronzer. And it adds that warmth, but also a bit of coverage. Like if you've got things going on, you know? I love this as a bronzer and it's such a soft colour and it just blends into the skin beautifully. Like obviously it's a concealer. It's made to like blend under your eyes and like be lovely and hydrating and also have all of that lovely coverage under your eyes, but the colour is so beautiful. And yeah, it's one that like I really don't talk about all that much, but I love in my real life, you know? But I'm always talking about other products. I did desperately try and work it into my budget to have the e.l.f. Camo blush, specifically the blush, and I couldn't make it work. I couldn't, but just know that would be like a close second if I had an extra couple of quid. That is the blush that I would have picked. But like this as a bronzer, look, I look tanned. I mean, my nose looks crazy, but beautiful. I'll just tap over that a little bit with a bit of that foundation that's left on my sponge because yeah, I've gone overboard. Of course I have. So beautiful. And like because it's a more of a hydrating serum-y concealer, it adds that beautiful juicy glowy look to the skin, or rather it just enhances like what's already there. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So for the blush option, I decided to go for this one, which is the Technic Blush Glowy Blush Stick. I love these. I really love these. I was just hoping that I would be able to fit the e.l.f. one into the budget, but these were a close second. So this one, £4. The e.l.f. one was £7. And did I even mention how much the 17 concealer was? That was £2.25 for the liquid bronzer step. So I'm just going to take another brush, tap in that cream blush into the skin. Not even that I feel like I necessarily needed any more glow, but I am always thankful for it. So that is the blush all blended in. And before I go on to the powder, bronzer and blush step, I wanted to just sort of set the face. So this is the 17 Ultimate Look Finishing Powder. If that pan does not tell you how much I love this powder, I don't know what will. This is £3 and so worth it. It's incredible. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and lightly set the whole face before I go in with the powder products to add in a bit more colour. I do have various videos on my channel that are like full faces of 17, full faces of MUA, full faces of Technic. So if you want to see more like full face of like very, very affordable brands, I will leave a few links throughout this video because that's all I do here is affordable makeup. And obviously this is like a roundup of like the best of the best. It's not necessarily like the cheapest products that I have in each category, but it is what I would pick in a pinch, you know? So that is all of that powder pressed into the skin. So it's still looking really nice and glowy. I haven't gone like crazy heavy with the powder on the cheeks because the powder products will almost set those down themselves. So starting with the powder bronzer, I would pick this one for a few reasons. This is the Catrice Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow. Firstly, I love this product. I love the colour of the bronzer. Even if this was just a single pan, I would still really, really love this bronzer. But I love that you get the highlight in there as well. So I was, again, trying to work in a highlight. I was trying to find it in the budget, but I do enjoy this bronzer enough that for me it works in this £50 budget. So I'm just taking this and circling this in everywhere where I put that liquid concealer bronzer step. I will also just bring this down the neck a little. And then for the liquid, the powder blush, sorry, I went with this one. So this is the Collection Soft Glow Blush. This is in the shade Cherry. I just want a really, really light amount of this. And you'll see it does add, it adds to the little nice bit of glow as well. Everything I do is to add glow. Okay, I'm a dry skin gal. Everything I do is to add a nice soft glow. I love these blushes, and for £2.99, very, very much worth it in my opinion. So before we move on, I do just want to add a little bit of that highlight from the Catrice Duo. Just taking a fluffy brush, taking a little bit of that minus the cat hair and I will just add that right onto the top of the cheeks. Like, look. I really, really like this highlighter. I was trying to work in the Revolution Reloaded in Just My Type, if you know, you know, but I couldn't. Even at like £4 or whatever that highlight is, I could not work that into the budget. But this highlight, I do love. So I'll just tap over with that blush brush again just to blend that in with the blush a little bit so it doesn't look so harsh. Beautiful, beautiful. So I don't have any sort of setting spray. That is a step that I would have really liked to have been able to incorporate. The only setting spray that I really would have considered is the e.l.f. Stay All Night. That's £9. I just couldn't fit it into the budget, but that would be like the very, very next step. If I found a tenner in an old coat, you know, that would be what I would buy because I love that setting spray. But this is how we are looking so far. I think that that looks lovely. So on to the eyes. I was deciding between the e.l.f. 4-pan eyeshadows at £4 or the MUA 5-pan at £3.75. I decided to go for the MUA ones. So these, like I say, are £3.75. You get 5 shades. I decided to go for this one, which is Neutral Wanderlust, because if I could only pick one, I feel like this could be made more glam with the darker shades. It's also nice and neutral. I could do a daytime or a nighttime look with it. That is the scope that I'm going for. So I'm just going to start with a fluffy brush. Can I find a clean one? Yeah. Start with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this middle shade, this matte middle shade, and just pop that through the crease. Now, of course, if you wanted to save yourself a little bit of money, you could just use your bronzer. But for me, a shimmery eyeshadow is 100% worth it, and having the other matte shades in this palette as well, that made it worth it in my budget. So that is just that one shade all over the lid. I'm just going to dip really, really lightly into that darker shade, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the outer corner just to add a little bit of dimension, but I don't want to do anything too crazy. Just like that, just a little bit of something on the outer corner. So I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to dip into, let's use this one. Obviously I want a shimmer, so I'm just going to use a little bit, ooh, pretty, a little bit of that on the lid. This almost looks bridal. Very, very pretty. I actually think that on Soph's video, I seem to remember she picked this eyeshadow palette as well. I can't remember if it was this exact colour way, because they have a few different colour stories, but these eyeshadow palettes, they really, really are fantastic. I really, really love the MUA formula, so I'm just going to tap over that top edge with that brush. Actually, is this an MUA brush? It is! I didn't even do it on purpose, it was just the only one that was clean. Just tap over the top edge with that brush that I was using for the transition tones. And that is all I'm doing on the eyes, because if you have seen my channel before, you will know the love that I have for a liquid liner. I wear liquid liner every single day. I was deciding between a few. The 17 ink Legend, which is £4.50, couldn't quite work it into my budget. I was also deciding if I wanted to use the MUA Control Freak. I even brought it over. I was like, could absolutely go for this one. This is £3.50. Really, really like this one, but if I was only picking one, I would want something a little bit fun. So I have decided to go for the Technic Metallic liquid liner in blue. This is £4, so it's not the cheapest option, but I love it's a metallic blue liquid liner. So I'm going to go ahead and do a metallic blue wing, because why not? I know for most people you wouldn't even consider finding it in your budget for a metallic glittery blue liquid liner, but for me, absolutely, I simply love. So onto mascara. I decided to go for an Essence one. So this is the Essence Lash Like a Boss. Lasts incredibly, gives drama. Would absolutely rely on this one for like very hot, very long days, etc. £3.49. £3.49. You can have your 20, 25, £30 mascaras. This is incredible. And I also was deciding between the Essence Call Me Queen at £3.95 or the MUA Amplify Statement Lash at £3.50. Honestly, yes, it just did come down to a penny for me. This one is incredible. So I'm going to layer up a nice healthy amount of mascara on the lashes. And then I don't think you'll be surprised by my lip combo if you've seen my channel before. Yeah, it's those. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've ever got mascara on my nose in 2 different places before. It's an optional extra. You don't have to pay for that though. It comes included in the price. There we go, all fixed. Like it never happened. It happens all the time. I have become a pro at removing mascara from the bridge of my nose. It's a struggle, okay? It's a whole struggle. So onto the lip. The Essence 8 Hour Comfort Matte Lip Liner and the MUA Satin Sheen Lip Stylo. 100%, no questions. So the Essence Lip Liner, is £1.79. It is my favourite lip liner of all time. No questions. Absolutely love it. And my favourite lip product of all time. They just happen to also be incredibly, incredibly affordable, but they are absolutely top tier. If you get anything out of this video, make it these two. They are fantastic. The MUA Satin Sheen is £3.50. So, lip combo of dreams for me. I'm going to use the Satin Sheen Lip Stylo. I'm talking too quickly because I'm getting excited. I'm going to use this Satin Sheen Lip Stylo in Super Nude and the Essence 8 Hour Comfort Matte Lip Liner in Rosy Nude. So let's start with the lip liner. It's a fresh one today. It's a new one. So just draw these lips back on. So that's the lip liner. Beautiful. I often just wear these lip liners completely on their own or just with like a little bit of a lip balm. I love how they wear, I love how they look, they feel incredibly creamy, but also 8 Hour Comfort Matte, like they do last a very, very long time. But I had it in my budget. Oh my goodness, that's all I've got left. I didn't realise I was so close to the end. I mean, I've got a backup, I don't know what I'm worried about, but wow! Tiny, tiny little bit, if that doesn't tell you how much I love this lipstick. I don't know what will. And feels like a lip balm. Doesn't last an incredible amount of time. It absolutely doesn't, I won't lie to you. It doesn't last a very, very long time. But because it's so juicy, balmy feeling on the skin, but also gives you a really nice amount of colour. I have all of the shades of these. I have them displayed all out here because I wear them all of the time. If you're wanting like an orangey red, go for Agenda. If you're wanting like a deeper, more berry red, go for Razzleberry. Yeah, I know all of the shades off by heart. They are my favourite ones, but Super Nude I love. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of that powder, the 17, what's it called, Ultimate Look Finishing Powder. A little bit more of that because it is so hot in my room and I have my windows closed so that you can't hear the outside noise, but that is my finished face for, what did I say, $49.75. And honestly, some of these products are like, take price out of it, some of these products are my all-time favourites. They just so happen to be incredibly affordable. So I would love to hear, would you pick any of these if you were doing a £50 full face? Would you pick any of these products as well? What would you pick? I would absolutely love to hear. If there's anything that I haven't mentioned here that you would pick and you think I would love, please let me know down below. I am always taking recommendations from you lovely lot. So many of my favourite products I only ever tried because one of you recommended them to me. So I am all ears all of the time. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.